With the airing of episode 19 of Bleach Your Blood War, everyone, both manga readers and anime onlys, were finally able to see Rukia's Bankai animated. Now, besides awing over how beautiful her Bankai is and how the studio did an amazing job on adapting the entire fight, I was sort of reminded about something and noticed a subtle detail in her Bankai that separates her from that of a normal Shinigami. Now, in case you didn't know, there has been a rumor going around the community that Rukia is not a complete Shinigami, and those theories were based on a series of evidence that will be completed. Like I said before, while watching the anime, I realized that Rukia's Bankai is another piece of evidence that proves she is not a pure Shinigami. There is something about her we don't know about. So in today's video, I will be diving into the hidden truth behind our girl Rukia Kuchiki and how she might actually not be the person we all know her as. So the first thing I want to talk about is what a Bankai is and what makes Rukia's Bankai so special from a normal Shinigami. A Bankai is an advanced and highly powerful form that a soul reaper can achieve through rigorous training and mastery of their Zanpakuto. A Zanpakuto is a spirit weapon that each soul reaper possesses, and it has two main forms, its seal state and its release state. Achieving a Bankai involves forming a deep and personal bond with one's Zanpakuto spirit, understanding its nature and inner world, and releasing its true potential. While the essence of Shikai is to communicate and synchronize with your Zanpakuto, Bankai requires externalizing it and forcing it to submission. That means that instead of Shinigami going into the inner world to communicate with their Zanpakuto, they bring it into the real world. What I want you guys to focus on is the fact that in Bankai, Shinigami must externalize their Zanpakuto into the real world. So now, let's look at a pattern all Shinigami have in Bankai. We can sort of put them all in the category as well. First, we have the elemental Bankai like Yamamoto and Toshiro. When they activate Bankai, some changes might happen to their Zanpakuto, and then whatever element they control might attach to their body or emit from their body. This also applies to Kensei and Renji as well in his new Bankai. They have parts that attach to their bodies. And then we have Bankais that form an avatar like Komamura, Mayuri, Kisuke, Ojiro, and even the 7th Kenpachi. We also have Bankais that manipulate their Zanpakuto or surrounding environments like Unohana, Soifon, Gin, Byakuya, Chojiro, Ikaku, and even Shuhei. Lastly, we have hacked out Bankai like Shansui, Shinji, the 8th Kenpachi, Tosen, etc. I'm hoping you all can see the one thing all these Bankais do, or should I say do not do, that Rukia's Bankai does. None of those Bankais changes the appearance, physical makeup, or clothes of said user directly. Sure, they might add on to them or attach to their bodies, but none of them directly changes their appearance or clothes like Rukia's does. Rukia's Bankai changes both her physical look and the clothing she is wearing dramatically. She goes from wearing a normal Shinigami clothes to wearing a white ink-lit kimono with lined patterns. There are also long flowing ribbons tied at her back that form numerous large loops. Rukia's hair also becomes white. It should all be starting to click now, right? Who else in the Bleachverse has their clothing or appearance directly changed when activating Bankai? Ichigo Kurosaki and Kenpachi Zaraki. Oh my gosh. Kubo, you madman. Let's break this down. As Chad states, in Bankai, it's not just Ichigo's sword that changes, but also his Shuhakusho. His Shuhakusho was part of his Bankai. It was a Bankai that was worn. For Ichigo, wearing his power is his true form. We all know Ichigo is a hybrid mixed with damn near all the races in Bleach, but the answer to why his appearance changes is also answered in Your Blood War. It's because the blade is him. Ichigo's Zanpakuto is tied to his very existence and race, so when he activates Bankai, in the past his Bankai also cladded him in Shinigami, Hollow, and Full Ring powers. It is also why when Tokinata tried to use Ichigo's Zangetsu in Camp Your Own World, it completely shattered to pieces because it needs Ichigo's soul as he is the blade and it cannot work for anyone else. As for Kenpachi Zaraki, he's just blatantly another race and not pure Shinigami. He's probably from hell or something, but I'll dive into that topic later. Since the Soul Society arc, it has been implied that Kenpachi is very similar to Ichigo Kurosaki, and Kazushini confirms this in Camp Your Own World. Nozarashi and White are similar and different from regular Zanpakuto, which is why he mentioned them. So back to what I said before. Bankai is the externalization of your inner Zanpakuto into the real world, and because Ichigo and Kenpachi are hybrids of different races, and their very essence is linked to their Zanpakuto in a way that is different from a normal Shinigami, it changes their physical appearance, with Ichigo gaining clad and Kenpachi straight up becoming a demon. This same goes for Rukia. Whatever she is what she transformed to. Hopefully we will be able to find out what exactly it is in the future, whether it be in the Hell Arc or Burn the Witch. With all that being said, I want to talk about the additional pieces of evidence that point to Rukia being a hybrid. A person in Club Outside asked Kubo why the Kuchiki is written in a different font and why Rukia's name is different from all the Shinigamis on the cover. Kubo states it matters and that he could draw it somewhere else, so he didn't tell him. Now, if you look at all the other panels, you'll notice a pattern, and that pattern is the first and last name of characters is written in different fonts depending on the race. For example, the Visors had 2 different fonts, obviously because they're mixed with hollows, and Shinigami's font is different from the Arankar, and so is the Quincy's font. Rukia has not only the Shinigami font, but a font that is different from all the other fonts. It is not Hollow, Shinigami, Fullbringer, or Quincy. So what is it? There are a couple of theories you can come up with, like her being related to Hell due to having an advanced control of Kido at a young age, which is demon arts, and also how she's consistently correlated to the Hell butterfly, whether it be on her clothes or how her Bankai ropes are the shape of a butterfly. Additionally, Rukia is constantly represented as a demon in other moments, or how we don't know the exact reason why Kisuke chose Rukia to be the catalyst for the Hogyoku. Lastly, it could also be the case that Hisana, which was Byakuya's wife, lied to him about her and Rukia's true origin. As we know, she did tell him they came from the world of the living. Even though I highly doubt this is the case, she could also be like a witch, or she could be related to Rio in some way, shape, or form. But like I said, I doubt this is the case. But what I think is more probable is that she's like some unknown race that Kubo has never explained before. Maybe he's dropped a hint about it somewhere, but we never fully grasped it, and it could just be like that. We simply just don't know. But what I do know is that Rukia is most definitely a hybrid of something, and we will most definitely find out that information along with tons of other information as Kubo continues to provide us with more content. A question some of y'all might have is, how can Kenpachi be another race, yet he only has one font when he was shown in the cover page? Even I asked myself that as well. How can I say Rukia is implied to be another race because of the texting, and say Kenpachi is also another race when he only has the same font? I thought about that and I came up with the answer. As we find out later in the manga in Kazuya Blood War arc, Yachiru is a part of Kenpachi. She is a part of his soul. It's also consistently implied in the manga that Yachiru is not a normal Shinigami, and this is seen when she activates Shikai and brings out those little creatures, and that one lieutenant starts questioning her like, we've never seen this Shikai before in the Soul Society, so obviously there's something going on with her. And there's another thing with Ichigo, but I can't really remember that right now. But like I was saying, it's consistently implied that she is not a normal Soul Reaper. That is why when Kenpachi and Yachiru finally combine, he becomes the true embodiment of whatever he is. That missing part of his soul finally becomes one as he joins with Yachiru. And that's when Yachiru activates Bankai for him, he becomes a demon. He embodies and he externalizes whatever he truly is inside of him, right? That's why he becomes a Red Crimson Demon. So that's basically the answer for why I think at that moment in time he was only like a Shinigami, because one, he didn't even accept himself. He didn't even know about Nozarashi, and two, he wasn't even complete. Yachiru was not a part of him, so obviously he would just be whatever he was at that point. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.